Hey guys, it's Spicy, and this is the ultimate Cypher guide. I will talk about his abilities, and I will give you guys one-way smoke spots and camera spots on every map. So let's get started. So in this guide, I'm going to talk about Cypher's playstyle. I'm going to talk about how you should use his abilities, defensively and offensively, and then I'm going to give you guys full defensive setups with camera spots, one-way smoke spots, and trapwire spots so you can lock down a point on any map. So let's start by talking about Cypher's playstyle. In short, if you play this character, your job is to make the game easier for your team. That's what a good Cypher player will do, because your spy cam gives you the ability to reveal the enemy position. And then your team will have a better idea of where they should be. Your trap wires can actually lock up a point, whether you're planting or defusing, making it easier for your team to know where an enemy is coming from, because once an enemy runs into your trap wire, it reveals their position. And your cyber cage can actually change the whole fight, because if you set that up in a way where it's a one-way smoke, your whole team will be able to see the enemy team, while the enemy team won't be able to see you, which changes the whole fight. So let's quickly talk about his spy cam. With this spy cam, what you want to do on defense is put it in a position where either A, you can see enemies come through a choke, or B, you can see the whole bomb site. And on offense, you want to try to put it in a position where you can catch people that are trying to rotate and flank from a different bomb site. This way you can notify your team and you can cover your corners. Also, an interesting note about the spy cam is that you can actually trigger your cyber cages from the spy cam. As long as you're looking at the cage, all you have to do is press F while you're in your spy cam and you can trigger the cage. This can be really effective, especially when you're defending a bomb site and you have a one-way smoke setup and you see enemies come through that choke. And this brings me to the cyber cage ability, which is essentially just a smoke, but the difference is that anyone who's inside it is actually slowed for a period of time while that smoke is active. And the great thing about his smokes is that if you position them the correct way, you can set it up so you can see the enemy, but the enemy can't see you, giving you a massive advantage in the fight. You can also use the smokes to extend chokes and disrupt the enemy's point of view as you're walking into a bomb site. The cyber cages are also very powerful when you combine them with the trap wire. Now, the trap wire is something that you can put between objects that are around 5 to 8 meters from each other. So this can be things like doorways or walls that are close to each other, or even boxes that are close to each other. It's a very flexible ability, but what it does is that it takes up that area, and anytime an opponent walks through it, it reveals their position and it also stuns them. So now you can see how if you combine this with the cyber cage, you can secure a kill pretty easily. And that's the thing with Cypher's abilities. They're pretty good individually, but when you combine them and you combo them, you can put yourself in a position to kind of take over the game and win. Now, it's a lot easier to combine these abilities on defense because the enemies are coming to you compared to offense where you're going to the enemy. So on offense, what you want to do is you want to use some of these abilities to cover your flanks. This way, if someone's trying to flank from behind from another bomb site, your team is notified and you can take care of it easily instead of being shredded by one person from behind. However, another place where Cypher shines on offense is when your team has moved onto the bomb site and planted the bomb. This is where you have the clear advantage. You can put your trap wires in doorways, you can put a camera on the bomb site, and this can pretty much lock the site down on attack, and you can make sure that the enemy can't defuse the bomb. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys defensive setups for bomb sites on every map. And one of the things to keep in mind is that you can also do this on offense if your team has moved onto the point and has planted the bomb. And these setups will include camera spots and one-way smokes. And the idea is that you're essentially looking at the bomb site through the camera. And as soon as the enemy walks in, you're detonating the cages through the camera, and then you're exiting the camera, and now you have a one-way smoke through the choke that the enemy's coming in, and you can shred some opponents. That's the whole idea of these setups. Alright guys, for the first camera spot on point A, on split, what you're going to do is you're going to put your camera roughly right here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come to this edge right over here. And you want to make sure that your crosshairs align like this. And then you want to crouch. Now what you want to do is you want to look to this point right here. See where this white line meets the wooden panel? You want to look right there. And then you're just going to press Q so you can get rid of that thing over there. So when someone comes through this area right here, you're going to activate this. And you have a one-way peek right here. Only you can see them, they can't see you, you can shoot them at their feet. Now when you do that, make sure you're covering your flanks. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here and you're going to put these trap wires over here. like this. So this is going to be hard for them to find. And you can do the same thing on the other side. There it is. So this is going to give you nice flank protection. So that was for long A. So if you want to do this for short A, what you're going to do is you're going to put your camera right over here. And then you're going to come over here. And you're going to stand roughly over here. It doesn't really matter. The thing is, you're going to essentially aim for this wall right here. And your Q ability will bounce off of it and land on the ledge. So kind of like this. See that? So now we're going to yet again set up a one-way spot. So what you're going to do is you're just going to chill here. You're going to look at your camera, and when you see people walk through this doorway, you're going to activate this gauge. Now you have a one-way smoke. So now we're on point B of split, and I'm going to show you another camera spot and setup. So for this, you're going to wait until the clock hits 0 and the round starts, and then you're going to jump and you're going to aim for around left side of this roof, because that's where it kind of gives you the best view of the whole point. So I just jump when the round starts and I just put it on that ledge over there. Like that. And then a lot of people usually like to bypass this area and they like to take a right turn. So you're going to put a trap wire right over here. And then you want to make sure you cover your flank from short B. So you're going to put one right over here. Put it in this spot right here. That way it's harder for them to see. And then put a gauge here as well. Activate the gauge if someone gets trapped in there. And you can do the same thing over here where you put the gauge. And you can kind of sit over here, because if someone comes through here, they're going to have to deal with the tripwire and the gauge. So this is actually a very good spot for you. And then you would just serve your area with the camera like this. This one-way smoke is on short B on split. What you're going to do is you're going to just set this up right before the round starts. So just try to walk up to this wall and make sure you're aligned with it, kind of like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to aim for this part right over here, right between these two wooden panels. That's going to land right there. So you're going to do this as soon as the countdown goes down to 0. And you do have time because the enemy spawn is right over here. This is where their wall is. And as soon as the clock hits 0, you're doing this. And then you back up. And then you activate this gauge.
Gauge triggered.
And you have this amazing one-way peek where you can kind of see their legs. And you can obviously still shoot through the gauge. This is really good one-way smoke if you're attacking and you're trying to attack short B. So what you're going to do is you're going to come out of here. And you want to make sure you hug this wall, because if you peek too much, then you're going to reveal yourself. So make sure you hug this wall. And you're going to come to the right side until this sign comes right here. And then you're going to make sure that you're looking straight down and you're aligned with this line right here. And you're going to look up. And then you're going to try to put your crosshair right in the middle of this wall. Between this thing and this thing. So right in the middle, like this. That's going to land right over there. So you're going to activate this before you peek.
Gauge triggered.
And you get that one-way peek right there. You can see anyone that's peeking. You can see anyone that's hiding on that box, because that's a very popular spot as well. I'm going to show you a crazy good setup for point A on bind. This is going to pretty much lock point A down. So you're just going to put your camera here. It's a pretty simple spot. It's going to do the trick, because the main stuff is going to be accomplished with the gauges. You're going to put your gauge here. But then the main thing is the gauge. So come here to this corner and you're going to put your crosshair. Let's just assume that there's one line going through here, this silver ledge right here. One line through this ledge. You're going to put your crosshair right in the middle. So between this line and this line, you're going to put it right here. As you can see, it lands right on the box. So this sets up a nice one-way peek. And I'll show you that soon, because here we're going to come to the left side and we're going to set up another one-way peek. So for this, what you're going to do is you're going to land it on that board. So see this is line 1, this is line 2. We're going to try to keep it in the middle like this. And it's going to land on there. So now when the round starts, you're going to come here. You're going to chill behind these boxes and you're going to look. Someone comes from the right side. You're going to activate your gauge from the camera like this. And you're going to turn around and you got that one-way peek. and obviously you can shoot through the gauge. If someone comes from the left side, you're gonna activate that gauge from the camera, and you got that one-way peek. This is an absolutely broken strat right here on point A, and should lock it down. Alright guys, so now we're on point B on bind, and the defensive camera position for this is pretty simple. You're just gonna get on this, get on the box, and you're gonna put your camera on the ledge. This is just a very good position. Now if in the future they patch this, just put your camera on the building. That works as well. For now, just put it on the ledge, and then what you're gonna do is you're just simply going to put your gauges right here with the trap wire, and you're gonna do the same over here like that, and you're just gonna come back here and survey the whole position. If anyone comes into this corner, you're gonna know. If any of the trap wires are activated, make sure you activate the gauge and lock it down. So now we're on point A Haven. Pretty simple setup for point A. So you're just going to put your camera right over here, and then you're going to just go here and you're gonna put your trap wires over here, and you're going to make sure that you put your gauges on the corner of this box. Kind of aim for this thing right here, the top ledge. You'll get it somewhere there. That's good enough. And to get it on the other side, you're just going to move to this edge right here, line up with the edge, move back until you're in line with the box, and you're going to aim for the middle. So now you have a gauge on the left side at the top, and you have a gauge on the right side at the top. And then you're just going to watch the situation through your camera, and if someone comes to the right side, you're going to activate this gauge, giving you a slight peek of their feet, so you know where they're going at least, you know their position. And it's the same thing on the left side. If someone comes on the left side, you get the same idea. You can see their position. Alright, so now we're on point B on Haven. For the gauge spot on this, what you're going to do is you're going to look right over here, right on this wooden panel. That's going to land right there, and then you're going to set up a trap wire right over here with the gauge over here, and then your camera is going to go inside like this. Try to keep it as low as you can so you get a clear view of everyone who's coming into the point. This is what I usually do, and I can usually see anyone who kind of comes into the point because they're usually like bigger than the wooden panel in front of me, and I can activate my gauge from up here and my gauge from here. Alright guys, so now we're on point C on Haven. We're going to try to get one-way peaks right at the choke at the end right here. So to do that, we're going to go here, and you're going to aim for the corner of this wooden panel like that. That's going to give you your left hand side, and then for the next one you're going to stay in that same spot, like I'm right in the corner, and you're going to aim right in the middle of this and this, so like right here. That's going to give you your right side spot, and your camera is going to go here. Now the reason why I haven't put the camera on this wall is because most of the time it gets shot down, and the main power of this setup is when you activate these gauges. So you just want to make sure that when you activate these gauges that the enemies are in this general area. So this spot is perfect because it gives you that ability. And also this camera can't be shot down unless the enemy is in this line of sight. So they can't shoot this from their spot. So that's the other advantage of this. And now when you see enemies walk through here, you activate these gauges and you're going to have a very good peek at them. So here's the first one, here's the left side. Look at that peek. Look at that peek. And then the right side is kind of the same. I'm gonna activate it.
Cage triggered.
It's the same thing. You still get that one-way peek. Here's the left-hand side peek again.
Cage triggered.
Look at that. And that's why I put the camera on this wall, because you want to make sure you activate this right when people get approximately over there. If you activate it too late, then people are past the choke and the whole gauge thing becomes kind of pointless. So that's why I put the camera here. This way it won't get shot down, and you can take the advantage of the true strength of this whole setup, which is the gauges. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed those spots. Now let's talk about Cypher's ultimate. It's probably one of the best ultimates in the game, simply because it can completely reveal enemies' position no matter where they are in the map. This can help you as a team make several critical decisions, whether you're on the defense or the offense. and his ultimate is even more powerful when you combine it with other characters' ults. For example, imagine combining his ult with Sova's ult or with Brimstone's ult. There's endless possibilities with it. Worst case scenario, you have a general idea of where the enemy is, so you know how to plan your next attack. One of the important things to keep in mind when you use his ult is that remember that it just gives you a simple snapshot of the enemy's position. Chances are that after you ulted, the enemy moved and they changed their position, so you don't know exactly where they are, you just know the general area, and that still gives you a massive advantage because you know exactly where you should go to plant a bomb or where you should go to defend a bomb site. I've found the best time to use this ult is when you're protecting a bomb site. So whether you're on defense and you're protecting a bomb site, or you're attacked and you've planted a bomb and you're preventing the other team from defusing, when you are protecting a site, it's better to use his ult because then you know the general position of the enemy, which allows you to know which choke point that you should be ADSing. This gives you the peak advantage in the fight, and it gives you a better chance to win and defend that point. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope you enjoyed those setup. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming regularly. If you still haven't gotten your drop, I'm streaming Valorant regularly. You can watch me on there and get your drop and get access to the closed beta. Also, make sure you join the Discord community. If you like this video, give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys next time.